Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome to another exciting episode in my Genetically Upgraded series, brought to you by Muscle Genes. Well, it's not really brought to you by Muscle Genes, but Muscle Genes, the guys that hooked me up with the DNA testing and giving me my plan and program for the next, that I'm going to be following for, most of my life really. But what I'm doing is over the 12 weeks leading up into February, I've already done 4 weeks, I'm going to be following their program to a T. I'm actually going to be eating a surplus to try and bulk and gain extra weight, minimising fat loss. So, in this video I'm going to talk to you about my current progress. Now, it's been 4-5 weeks so far. I've put on about 3 kilograms in weight. I'm slightly concerned because that's quite a lot. That's 6 pounds. I'm supposed to be gaining lean mass. I slowed down slightly this week, but the first couple of weeks went up quite high. Now, it'd be nice to think that maybe that could be put down to water uptake, because obviously I've been cutting for a while. My muscles depleted glycogen, water, so they're quite easily filled up over those first initial weeks where I was eating in a surplus. So maybe I didn't put on that much fat. It's difficult to tell. I don't feel that fat. I do feel a bit bigger. So yeah, and I have been eating in quite a high surplus, and I've been eating. My MyFitnessPal is set up so that I'll eat, or telling me to eat, about 3,400 calories. Now, it's got this step adjuster on it as well that tells me how many steps I've done, and it tells me how many calories I've burnt off. So what then that does is it adds that to the amount of calories that you're allowed to eat. So sometimes it puts you up to 3,600, so you're sort of looking at that all day and then eating and think, oh, I can eat like another, I can eat another 200 calories, but maybe I shouldn't be doing that. So I have done that, and some days I've gone a bit crazy. And I've had a few YOLO days as well where maybe I didn't know I was going to have something in the evening, like a takeaway or a pizza, so I haven't really factored that in the day to try and, make sure I'm staying within that calorie guideline. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to try and cut back a little bit over the next 4 weeks over Christmas. When I say cut back, obviously I'm still going to be on a bulk. I'm still going to be eating a surplus, but I'm going to try and avoid those crazy YOLO days. And as strange as it might sound, over the actual Christmas period, I might not actually eat as much as what I do in my normal routine because I'm out of my normal routine, then I'm not going to have all my meals prepared, and I might not have the same things in. I'm going to go and see my parents over New Year's, so then I'm going to have all the foods that I usually have access to and the things that I buy in the shops, to make up my daily calories. So it's going to be a bit of a scramble trying to just find what I need to basically stay up to those 3,200, 3,400 calories anyway, so I very much doubt that I'm going to go over. So, that being said, next point, fasting. Now, if you watched any of my videos, you all know that I do intermittent fast. I say used to, I still do. But over the last 4-5 weeks I've been bulking, what I've been actually doing is I've been breaking my fast early. So I'd usually eat after I trained at the gym because I want to take advantage of being in a fasted state while I'm training to burn off as much calories as possible. However, with the bulking, this bulking phase, this lean mass phase, I wanted to try and, I'm trying to put on muscle. And someone said to me, you need to be, you can't build muscle if you haven't got anything in your stomach. And I thought, well, that's a good point, So, without really thinking about it, putting too much thought into it, I started having, something to eat. I've been eating like this saurine loaf with a bit of butter on a couple of hours before I trained, just so I got something in me. And I've even been having a few little Haribos as well at the gym, like sort of intra-workout, which, it's crazy, but I've got in this mindset where I need to be eating more. And do you know what? I think that is where the problem lies with me overeating on these days, because it sort of fires up my appetite. And one of the main reasons why I started doing intermittent fasting is because it really helped control my eating. you know, it stopped me from eating too much in a day, because I'm limiting myself to a specific, you know, hours. Then it really helped sort of rein that in, and also it sort of curbed my appetite as well. So anyway, last week, middle of week on Wednesday, it's now Sunday, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back to intermittent fasting, because I actually read something as well, quite interesting. I think it's Lyle McDonald. I put the question forward to Jason Blaha to see what he thinks, but I was reading something that Lyle McDonald wrote on his body recomposition site. I think it's in one of his books, and it's about nutrient partitioning. So basically, how many, so you eat like 200 calories, I don't know, like 20 grams protein, 20 grams carbs, and I don't know, the rest in fat, yeah? So how much of that actually gets stored as fat, and how much of that gets stored as protein? Now that is nutrient partitioning. Now it's different for every single person, and this is, this comes down, a big part of this, from what I understand. Now I'm not trying to preach or say this is how it is, because it's, you know, I'm not a scientist and I'm not a nutritionist, I'm just telling you what I've read. This boils down to, for the most part, insulin sensitivity. Now insulin sensitivity means how sensitive you are and how you react to the foods that you eat. So someone with high insulin sensitivity or good insulin sensitivity makes very good use of storing the fats, carbs and proteins that they eat throughout the day, and they get partitioned correctly into the correct places. So, you know, you're not going to store too many fats from your carbs or your proteins, because they're going to be used to build muscle and for energy, and maybe your fat as well, you know. So however, someone with low insulin sensitivity or poor insulin sensitivity, like a diabetic, is not very good at storing these fats. So, you know, they're very, you know, the carbs that they eat and the simple sugars, you know, they get stored as fat quite easily. So now I looked at my Muscle Genes report, and it says I have above average insulin sensitivity, so that's really good. But also what I read is that fasting can actually increase your insulin sensitivity, and fasting in a training period or training in a fasted period can help increase insulin sensitivity, and it can also help to release HGH, the human growth hormone. So anyway, I asked Jason Blaha what he thought about it. I think Lyle McDonald calls it the P ratio, so it's the nutrition partitioning. Okay guys, I'm sorry about that, my battery ran out and it cut the camera off. I didn't realise I'd only got so little battery. So anyway, I was talking about Lyle McDonald's theory on the P ratio, what he calls the P ratio, so how much protein gets stored in the muscles against, you know, carbs, fats, or protein getting stored as fat. So I sent Jason Blaha a question on his Q&A, so maybe he'll answer it on Monday. Regardless of that, I am going to go back to intermittent fasting on a 16-8 diet. So I will fast for 16 hours and I will eat for only 8. So my eating window will be from 1 o'clock until 9 o'clock in the evening. So I will train fast. Now people are going to be going, oh, you're crazy, you're going to lose all your gains, you're not going to be able to build muscle. Well, you're wrong. As long as I'm in a surplus, then I will build muscle. Now what it will also do as well, I spoke about this before, by creating that period of fastedness, I'm actually using, taking advantage of a catabolic state and anabolic state. So while I'm in a fasted state and I'm training, I'm actually in a catabolic state. So I'm going to be able to burn fat more efficiently for energy. And when I start eating, I'm going to be in an anabolic state, and I will have just trained and I will be wanting to build those muscles and using all those nutritions and calories to build muscle and get bigger. So anyway, that's the end of the video. I'm pretty sure I covered it all. If anyone's got any questions, ask away. I don't really know a lot about what I just said, only what I've read. My wife's going to a party. I did a Spider-Man party yesterday, and I'm going to go and do a Christmas present delivery with one of our friends who's going to be dressed up as Elsa, just like my wife, in about an hour. I haven't eaten yet. What time is it? It's 11:30, but I did actually eat quite late, so I'm going to hold out for as long as possible today. I'm not training, but I'm just going to hold out on the food, and then I'm just going to cram everything in you know, when I get back from this present delivery. So that's it, that's the end of the video. If you like the video, like the damn video. If you got any questions, stick it in the box, comments, whatever. And I'll see you in the next video.